Whoa. Oh, just from the strings, the 808s. Hey everyone, it's Garrison here and welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be checking out DPR IAN's full-blown movie for several tracks coming off of his new full album called Mood Swings Into Order. Last time around he came through with Mood Swings in this order, you feel me? And as for that full album, oh, I still love that album still to this date. But staying on track here, this movie showcases SERAPH, One Shot, Mood, Ribbon, and assumingly in order, of course. And something to note here, it says part 1, so assumingly there's gonna be other parts to be released on the channel to showcase his other new tracks off of the full album. We love to see it, and honestly it's such a dope thing to see, because I'm always down to see full-blown, whether trailers, behind the scenes, music videos from the DPR crew and everyone behind the scenes that's helping out and such. And in this case, for Christian, DPR IAN, the details are always considered. They're always considered every time I watch his videos that he puts out. And I'm interested in what route this takes, storyline-wise, or what message is tackled, or several different messages are tackled, or symbolic moments in this movie, you feel me, from artistry, the musicality, and such. He's quite multifaceted. Before I go on a full-blown broken record, let's just dive into this movie now, shall we? Alright, so I brought up the movie here, part 1 of it, where DPR IAN is showcasing SERAPH, One Shot, Mood, and Ribbon. I got the English captions on and all to really try to understand what's being put down in terms of lyrics, to track the lyrics most importantly. And if anything I've learned from the DPR crew in general is that I'm not going to be able to understand and decipher things right away, right from the get-go. I always need that second watch and listen. But hey, let's just get into this now.
Where did I go wrong?
With the strings, man, quite the cinematic strings being played. Seems like he's in some sort of inventory room.
Out of all my creations, you were the epitome.
Nerve, scaredy cat. Ah.
Potential. You were my first,
and I'll make sure to be your last. You created me in your image.
From the
Now it's time
rain
to create mine and yours.
to the fire. Wow. Everything is so visually beautiful, yet haunting. Oh man, the percussion work, the orchestral instruments in this though. Wow. This lot to take in at once. To the 808 bass, to the various strings. Don't go insane.
One more shot so casually. One more
Ooh.
down and I'm meant to be. Have I gone too far with this? Can you see me in the mist?
See me in the
One
mist.
more so casually.
One shot.
One more down and I'm meant to see. Have I lost my sense of bliss? Have you found me in the...
Ooh. That like trumpet brass work. Oh. Man, this cuts. Essentially what I'm getting here. Yeah, mood swings, yeah. It's showcasing like the devil's inside, right? But in a holistic kind of manner. Inside the mind, right? Where everything can be so polarizing.
He's coming. Let's not wait and find out. He's dipping. He's going down. Please just shut up.
Oh my goodness.
I have to take it. Now's not the time. I can't feel.
Just the layers in this track here is
Everything will be okay.
unbelievable. The voices and mood.
Color in my mood,
My mood.
no blues.
Your violet on horizon.
All the colors utilized in this too.
My love brings
All the lions.
I don't assume that you knew that I miss you.
When it's quiet.
Oh, it's true. I want you
It's getting dark.
tell me if I'm lying. I just came back from the moon.
Everything was colorful, but everything's turning dark and gray and black, and whites. Oh, there's the cue of the violins, the timpani drums. Ooh. Where there's that keyboard synthesizer work. Ooh, a bit of choir work. Love the drum kits in this too.
That's weird. I don't hear the voices anymore. Not bad.
Not bad. Oh, there's like this sinister analog synthesizer work here of some sort. Oh, that knife.
It's too late. You have to keep going. The way it looks like he's in pain. Move. You have to move. They're coming for you. They're here.
Whoa. Oh, just from the strings, the 808s. But most importantly, the strings. So it seems like he got taken over to the other side. Oh, this like keyboard work, quite funky with it, and like the voice box work maybe. Contagious.
Perfection hidden in the moonlight, yeah. No difference when it comes to you.
Man, I love the sort of 80s influence, whether it's what's being done sonically, but visual wise as well with this room.
Are we descending into nothing?
We're descending into nothing.
Or is it just another reason for us to be awake?
Oh, that organ work of some.
For us to be awake.
Oh, that goes hard. Yet so dark and husky and haunting, you feel me? Now, what is he trying to shut here? Is that like a briefcase or something, or fight back against? I'm gonna have to look back upon that brief moment at the end there, but wow. Hey, I can't help but say this, but this made me go insane. In a good way. But for this movie, this full-blown movie for SERAPH, One Shot, Mood, and Ribbon, I feel like I gotta pace myself and go through a second watch and break things down and try to decipher things. I'm sure everyone's gonna have a different kind of perspective and view during the certain moments throughout this. But in reality, speaking on the same topic of going insane, realistically speaking, and for the better of yourself and all, don't go insane. Don't go insane, and don't let those demons make you go insane. And if anything, I've gotten most out of this too, is what I've covered quite a bit on this channel already, with certain releases talking about embracing your emotions and not pushing back too much, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you just gotta embrace what's going on, even though things may be so chaotic. And it's true, right? This world is a cold, hard, cruel world, especially these days, with politics, the economy, and all these, I would say, certain events in life right now, or variables to consider. But frankly speaking, there could be always worse, right? And it's sort of a brief reminder that yes, there is something always worse, so pushing on is very important. But before I deep dive and really think about what I briefly got from this full-blown masterpiece of a movie, is that let's start from the visuals, right? The visuals, we got very colorful scenes, yet contrasting scenes, whether it's a bunch of colorful scenes or a scene where it's black and white and gray, you know what I'm saying? Like, the use of contrast to storytell like that is so good, or to really come through with something meaningful, to symbolize something meaningful, right? And at times, life could be something could feel like a time in your life where it's like, wow, I'm burning up, you know, I don't know what to do. I am, everything is crumbling and all. But then there's times where it's just in the pouring rain, where it's like everything's moody and it's your lowest of low and such, and it's a hard time to get past through a certain event, you know what I'm saying? But then there's those true fighting demon moments in your nightmares and such, or in life, right? You well, not for everyone, to be fair, is constantly fighting demons. Sometimes it randomly happens. Sometimes the demons are there. Sometimes they're constantly there, and sometimes, thankfully, they're not there at all. But yeah, just seeing that kind of perspective, that POV, is so fascinating, but also a good reminder, right? But yeah, how everything's revolving around in life, and how there's worse things that can happen, and the various motions that we experience, the experiences that we go through, and attached to those experiences, we have our emotions, whether it's sadness, happiness, frustration, pain, despair. It was fully shown through the entirety of this, or even our anger or our numbness, right? But it's yeah, I just feel like it's our emotions allow us to take that brief breath of life to keep holding on and keep pushing. Because if you can't constantly fighting those demons or constantly pushing away from your emotions, whether it's being sad or being happy, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. If anything, things become worse. You feel me? I could say this from experience in a way where it's like a lot of people are reminding me, it's like, oh, I'm at a point in life where I should be celebrating certain things and not being like so humble about things. Or there's sad moments where it's like it's hard for me to simply cry. But I can't remember the exact release by this certain artist or soloist. But I think the likes of 80s showed that in their latest release, shouting out to the whole world and reminding them it's all right to have emotions in the first place. You feel me? And to experience those emotions, right? Experiencing those emotions help you move on one way or another throughout life, to experience more good things or to learn from those past experiences. You feel me? Now, in terms of soundscape wise, wow, it's hard to put down for all of these tracks. But if there's one common thing that I got throughout the entirety of this movie, is how much orchestral instruments are utilized throughout these tracks, or whether it's like 80s retro influenced sounds or instruments and elements throughout certain tracks like Ribbon. It's unbelievable, the usage of those, and then the whispers and certain samplings and all, and the use of percussion throughout each and every track. It's so surreal, the kind of layering that is done, or the vocal effects, or the voice box that's done here and there to really add more oomph and weight behind what's being shown visually. Now, with that being said, I feel like this whole blown movie with all these tracks done in this order, and considering that it's coming from off of that full album, everything is cohesive. And that's what I really like about in this, is like everything is so cohesive, from the overall soundscape of a certain track to what's being shown for that certain track within this movie and all, and also the lyrics tied along to each track. You feel me? Like everything goes hand in hand, and you can tell the details were well considered, and that this took a lot of, I would say, time and hard work, but also every time I hear from an artist and the people working behind the scenes for certain artists and idols, it's not always a good experience when, I don't know, how should I word this better? It's rough working on a full album. It is a good experience to, go through and better yourself as an artist and like evolve over time for your discography and your works and your art and such. But like it's a rough patch to go through, right? To do in the first place, and go through the certain details and things that you want and elements that you want within a full album. You feel me? But let me just dive into this movie again, and I'm gonna try to hear things out. I'm gonna point things out that I love in certain sections of these tracks, and of course, visually, what's visually being shown in this movie. So let's dive from the beginning here. All right, make sure the quality's there.
Where did I go wrong with you?
So there's these very cinematic strings being played right away. And it seems like he's back at some inventory like area, which honestly, you know, how it references like Scaredy Cat and all that stuff references like the certain parts in his mind. Huh. Yeah. Like, this scene, I can't stress enough, is very symbolic in that kind of manner.
Out of all my creations,
Hold the phone. Yeah. Blueberry, yeah.
you are the epitome of all that is good.
And that's the scene from...
All that is good.
Did I miss it right
The
there?
utmost. The utmost
Yeah, so from the previous releases,
of all that is good.
whether it's back at the diner
The utmost of my
or that one scene there.
of
Wow.
You are my first.
And I'll make sure to be your last. You created me in your image, and now it's time to create mine in yours.
Wow, there's this sort of back and forth type of thing going between him himself and like the demons, right? I feel like that's sort of like dialogue. But this, to kick things off of what's going through sonically and like the bright, vivid lighting or done in post-production is so cool. It's like being almost like reincarnated. And then that 808 bass, and then I feel like that's some harp work there. Something. Yeah. Various strings were utilized in this. It's crazy. But yeah, what I was talking about is just the fire, the flames and all. But also, what was it here? You can hear even the sounds of the thunder, right? The storm, right? The storm that is brewing inside. And you hear that epic, like, drums or timpani drums. Oh my goodness. Don't go insane. Yeah. And what was cool here with the insane part, notice, it just spells out Ian. Now he's running in the desert. The storm's brewing. Just the strumming of the guitar, I believe, into old that gunshot right there. Wow. Like, as this track progresses, like, there's these certain nuances to it that really surprise me, right? But like overtake me. I'm like, oh. Bit of brass here. and it feels like there's this, I guess, the overtake. Like, see, he's being shown that he's being captured inside a van, and all this, and he's trying to escape this van, and all, and like this van's on the loose, right? And right now, essentially, he's going on a trip, and this trip leads him
swimming with the devil. Got me reaching for the air, baby, get the memo. Take away my
I guess into a world. A world where a world where there are fears, where there are fears and worries.
He's coming. Let's not wait and find out.
And eventually that turns into pain.
He's dipping. He's going down.
Please just shut up.
But yeah, he got kidnapped, he's sinking.
Now is not the time.
I have to
But man,
take it.
Now is not the time.
I can't feel.
He's out.
just the whispers, right? The string work.
I'm sorry.
And I think this is the track where it, there's a line that mentions the violins. The sampling of the howling of the wolf.
color in my mood.
My mood.
No blues.
And it's so true, like, all of us are in different moods at times, but some days it's just a full-blown roller coaster, you feel me? I've had those days before.
Your violet on horizon.
Forgot my screws, my blues. My love brings
All the
I
lions.
don't
Sometimes it's relaxed. Sometimes it could be cold. Sometimes the mood can be cold. Sometimes the mood can be vivid. Sometimes the mood can be hot. And what I'm trying to say by that is, like, connecting to the whole cruel, hard world. And sometimes the world is too hot to deal with right now, you know, with drama and everything. Yeah, I'm just in deep thought. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a deep train of thought. Let me...
I want you.
It's getting dark.
Tell me if I'm lying. I just came back from the moon. From the lightning coming from your nude. Violence holding on to your tune.
Yeah, violence holding on your tune. And just on... How was it panned here?
From your nude. Violence holding on to your tune.
More on the mixed and panned on the right side, huh? For those violins, those strings.
I just came back from the moon. Found myself looking right at you. Violence playing into your tune.
I'm trying to think about a certain word.
Color in my boots. No blues.
But yeah, there you get those epic, like, timpani-like drums here.
No blues. Your violence on
But yeah, we're on mood right now.
my boots. My love brings all the light. Honey, don't assume that you
That choir work there earlier.
when it's quiet. I want you to tell me if I'm lying.
That's weird. I don't hear the voices anymore.
Now, I feel like
Not bad.
the inner devils, like, here, shown symbolically and visually, it's like, they're not visually there, right? They may be visually there, but they're not physically there, right? Sometimes it's like you're constantly running away, and sometimes it's like,
Wonder
okay, everything's okay,
what are they so afraid of?
but everything can be just so sudden all at once. Now, this is probably the second most, like, I'd say intriguing part that got me.
Harvey found us. It's too late. You have to keep going. Oh, it looks like he's in pain. Move. You have to move. They're coming for
As much as this part goes so hard in the paint, lots to take in with the backup dancers in these red outfits in this room, right?
I am tied to your phone. While our conversations out there,
This is where he's fully taken over.
paralyzed to your eyes.
But yeah, just from this keyboard, like 80s kind of work here, so good. Oh, that was so cool. You notice that? That's so cool.
Here's the price.
Oh man, what a cut here. The backup dancers mouth the section here, this line here, at like that. They lift up their masks slightly like that. Oh wow.
Perfection hidden in the moonlight, yeah. No dead ends when it comes to you. When you sing to me.
So beautiful, and for the choreo for this, you know, to think about it, like he acted throughout the entirety of this movie for each and every track to really connect the dots for us, you know. And I'm saying, like, it's not only like the stage dressing or the scenes that are being set dressed and all, and the visuals being done with the CGI and post-production and everything, but it's DPR IAN himself, you know, from the acting to the dancing near the end here, and just how these outfits are made, you know, custom fitted, and the details on these outfits and everything. There's a lot to consider, right? Like, everything was in consideration.
Your passion, are we onto something, or is it just a way to keep up? She's wrapping up.
Are we descending into nothing? Or is it just another reason for us to be awake?
Okay, so now he's trying to get out of this place. He's trying to run away. Now, what are we seeing visually here? Like, what are we seeing visually here? Yeah, it looks like a large treasure, sort of those cases, you know what I'm saying?
For us to be awake.
I love how funky yet hard in the paint this track is. Why do I feel like the second part to this with these other tracks, like, are gonna move into the direction of something that's gonna be more bright, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the colors being shown in that treasure chest and box. That is so dope, guys. I'm sorry if I was had a loss of words throughout this reaction and review of DPR IAN's movie for his track SERAPH, One Shot Mood, and Ribbon and all. I'm sure there's more. I feel like I only scratched the surface level, especially these days where I find myself difficult keeping up with my favorite idols and artists all at once coming through with new music and stuff like that. But yeah, pretty much to sum it up, it's like when we have our tough times, we have moments in life that truly suck, and moments in life where we're losing our grasp, we're losing hope per se. Yet, in our dreams, there might be nightmares, right? But there might be colorful moments, right? Of that times where it makes things less painful, more enjoyable per se. And yeah, I think I still connect to that main point that I was trying to say, is embracing our emotions, whether it's sadness, love, pain, suffering, happiness, right? This got me really reminiscent, though, as I was growing up, from my high school or teenager years too. Honestly, you go through a lot of emotions, and like a full-blown emotional roller coaster when you're in high school, and I would say more specifically in transition phases, whether you're going and have to do adulting things, or where you're growing old and you gotta pick up and learn new things, or go through certain experiences, or learn through certain experiences, you know what I'm saying? But man, oh man, has done it again. Wow. Like I said, from the musicality, the lyricism, the music video directing, the set dressing for these scenes, the post-production, the CGI, the editing as a whole, overall soundscapes to these songs, like everything is considered, the details, like frame by frame, second by second in this movie. Clearly a work of art, I've got to say, guys. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. This was a lot to take in. I'm sorry if I took a long time to really speak my thoughts, and if I didn't make full sense in some moments. But be sure to like, share, maybe subscribe, as it helps out the channel so much. I can't wait for that concert that happened, the Dream Perfect Regime concert, and all the Regime concert. I got my VIP tickets, you already know. But take care as always, guys. Have a great day, have a good night, have a good afternoon wherever you are. I can't emphasize that enough. This has been Garrison, as always, though, and peace.